So now we're going to go ahead and dive into reading this bad boy. All right, so we're going to start it off. Pranahanas Yoganda, I open my spiritual eye to the light of the divine. Yes, I know. You're so wise. Thank you, Yogananda. Go ahead, take a deep breath. And let's call in these ascended masters. Yes. And let the energies just sit in here. We're calling up our peeps right now. We have Avalokitersvara. See the other person's point of view. This is kind of interesting because it's telling us, we're opening up ourselves to the divine light. We would be seeing the other point of view through duality. We're experiencing duality as well. Prioritize your priorities. King Solomon, I just channeled him literally a couple days ago on Patreon. That's my homeboy right there. Say what? And he was a king. All right. That's what? Okay, so then we're going to start off here. What? Say what? Whoa, royalty energy. Say what? Say what? So here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess reveals secret knowledge to initiates who have earned the right. Ancient mysteries are contained within her scrolls of wisdom. Her temple pillars are engraved with B and J for Buaz and Jacin, the qualities of duality, dark and light, endings and beginnings. Wisdom lies between these extremes. What? I've been channeling this whole time, and the master cards are all about it right now, okay? So then we have the King of Swords. The king is a brilliant strategist and formidable adversary. His sense of timing allows him to succeed where more impetuous opponents fail. Though it may seem as if he is passive in his quiet watchfulness, never underestimate him. He has hidden weapons and will strike when the moment is most advantageous for his plans. Another king energy. Dude, king energies, the royalty. So many kings right now. The King of Wands is decisive and confident with the impressive demeanor of a born leader. He does not hesitate to take action against injustices or oppression, and he inspires others to stand up for their own rights. You can expect his support and strength in times of need. Very cool right now. So, transcending duality, yes, coming into our alignment of our power, and then also having a plan and calling upon our resources. This is powerful energy. And King Solomon's over here. So we have three kings. We have the Emperor. We have the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and King Solomon, the King of Alchemy. What? With the Isis deck right here. It's a moment of initiation, spiritual testing by Ra and the Lady Isis. The dark mysteries of entering the dark goddess, the chamber of the feminine, the darkest mysteries of the self, the subconscious. This is a very good energy. This is happening in our heart chakra, the temple of carnelian, finding and enduring our own personal power to come out on top. The scales of balance, ancient tantra of the soul. Okay, so maybe you guys have been feeling like you're maybe more sexually charged because you're tapping more into your soul energy. Save it. Do tantric work if you can be doing tantric work right now. Pleasure yourself in different ways, because if you do that, you're going to open up these extra forms of energy around you to succeed and expand. This is all what the heart chakra is about. Diving into the darkest powers of ourselves, finding the mystery of ourselves, and empowering ourselves by balancing our internal yin and yang energies. Now we're going to read 5 from that deck right there. The first card we have is the Mother Bear card, the Queen of Drums. This is a really good card because it tells you that it's a moment for you to start stepping into your own personal power of protection and nurturing yourself. And through going through those processes, the one major thing we have to pay attention to is the flip side of that, maybe being overly jealous or overly protective. It's really important to allow ourselves to nurture ourselves with strength. That's what the Mother Bear teaches us. The next card we have is the King of all Shamans, the Original Magician. So this card is all about tapping into new powers that have to be explored after you've done some major shifts of internal voyage and external voyage. So right now, that card right there is all about hyper activity of magic once we've started learning how to discover ourselves through the external experiences that we're collecting. The next card is the Nine of Bows. This one's telling us all about traveling and that we still have some time to travel. It's going to be a moment that is very testing, but as we continue to move forward through these testing times, we'll be able to discover even more divine potential within ourselves, because that card complements the card before it, which is basically the Magician. The Heat of Bones. So this card is basically telling us that there's certain things that have to die before we move forward and we can embrace like our authenticity, our maximum potential. This is a very powerful card because it's almost like a burial, but in a sense, it's recycling. It's also very similar to like this whole death transformation card. Finally, we have the Mother of the Seas, unison with Earth, refreshing movement. So that card pretty much talks about the collective and how the collective will come through after these other stages of life have been shifted. This is another really good energy for us because if we're looking at it in terms of the collective, this is how it's going to affect us. We need to be protective of ourselves, keep tapping into like these higher states of energy, and make the decision to make shifts. Like, don't get stuck. When you're making those shifts, not getting stuck, you're automatically needing to let things die, right? And as you let those things die, you come into a clear collective of a newer version of Earth. This could not get any clearer when it comes to the energies that are impacting us right now. Now we have the Native American deck, which shows up over here with 6 cards. It's a moment for us to watch and pay attention to our intuition, like study the environment, understand like what's happening with people, with ourselves. If you feel like you're being prompted to do something, do it sooner than later, because you'll end up seeing how, things are always divinely orchestrated. The last couple months I've been lacing my house with orgonite just because I had this impulse that I had to do it. And right now there's this speculation on 5G and what's going on right now. So regardless of whether or not it's true, I was already picking up on that energy. Those types of informations are things that we need to be paying attention during this moment. If you're being told to go ahead and meditate more, do it. If you're being told to pay attention to your loved ones, do it. Whatever it is that your intuition is, pay attention and be a scout. Right now, things are not completely in alignment in our favor and in the favor of the collective. And it doesn't mean that everything's lost, but we need to stay positive and within our power, understanding that things are going to shift a little bit more difficultly as we move forward. Not to really pay attention to the abundance. The abundance is not something we need to be hyper focusing on, but the abundance will be coming. The corn dance is saying that this is not a moment for a supreme harvest, and that's why we're being forced to stall and wait out. We've known great happiness and great sorrow, and that's our greatest ability and strength at this time. We've been through worse. We are people who have been resilient in this tribe, and even though there's stagnation in certain areas, better days will come. Things are being rebirthed right now. And with every birth, it's kind of difficult. There's planning, there's shifts that have to be made. The actual process of birth can be blissful, but also very painful. So right now we're going through like this lover's phase of we've created this life and now we're birthing it back into reality, and we have to do our part to facilitate that birth. And again, death and transformation. So we had death and transformation, our third eye, 2 and 6 right here. They're really talking with each other. We're going to look at the crown chakra energy now. We have Source Dragon. Source Dragon tells us that it attunes us to the infinite. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. Lately, I've been really teaching a lot of people about being present in this exact moment. And the next card is Silver Dragon. Illuminate your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul. See higher possibilities. You are cocooned in divine potential as you grow. Meditate, reflect, undergo metamorphosis with the Black Dragon. Air and Fire Dragon. Expand your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. A lot of us are being called to the forefront right now. Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through your spiritual discipline. Concentrate, focus your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself, you have passed a test. Earth Dragon, it clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded, be ready to serve. Stuck energies clearing, you can move forward in life. Water Dragon, it helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ's light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. So all those cards right now are very much so in alignment with everything that's going on right now. All the other cards have been talking about the same measures here. We see how everything's in unison, deck after deck after deck. The Fool has to do with magic and expansion. When the Fool shows up upright, it basically tells us that there's new potential, beginnings, opportunity, and adventure. We have the Page of Swords. It's basically telling us that it's a moment for us to be thoughtful, bring clarity and curious energies into our restlessness. We have Ace of Swords. Basically tells us to focus clarity, victory, and inspiration towards the things that we want to create at this moment. We have the Knight of Pentacles. It tells you to be prepared, be efficient, ambitious, and practical with what's going on around you. The Six of Wands tells us that there's victory, confidence, valor, and recognition for a job well done. We have 10 of Pentacles. Burden, loss, loneliness, and judgment is something that will happen. 10 of Swords. Betrayal, surrender, defeat, and endings. 10 of Wands. Burden, stress, oppression, accomplishment. So basically, these cards right here are all telling us what's ahead. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to just like walk in the park and be like, hey, okay, whatever, no big deal. You're going to have to work not only internally, but externally. This is the energy of the tribe, all right? So the cards themselves read the Ascension tribe. As a leader, you're seeing the energies that are coming from our work together. Things are going to show up and things are okay, but we have to focus ourselves on working towards our creator potential. Everything that we're working towards is towards being in source. So this reading tells you what our goal is, but it also tells you what to expect with each chakra evolution and what to expect as the path continues to expand. Lots and lots of cards that are out here right now, just basically opening up these doors so we can interpret this energy and be ready to move forward. We didn't have any cloud cards. This was an inspired reading. The decks pretty much just told me to start pulling out these cards and working with them. You want to know what's even more crazier? I actually ended up pulling all these cards about a week ago. About a week ago, like on a Wednesday, last Wednesday, I actually pulled them, and they were all sitting there, and they were like, just leave them there. You know, you're gonna use them later for something, and I basically ended up using them now. Today I was gonna pick them all up, and I was like, oh, this reading's probably not even good anymore. And they were like, no, actually, I would like you to read us today. This is what you need to hear today. So this is definitely really good energy that's coming out here. Really good positive stuff. Even though it's going to be a little bit difficult, it's really speaking to like the collective energy that's happening right now and giving us a lot of light towards the future. So focus on these combinations of the chakra mirror. If you know the chakra mirror material, pay attention to everything that's being told here. Focus on particular aspects when it comes to your ascension, especially your crown chakra and your heart chakra. This is probably the most important one right here. The biggest lesson for us to really understand is connecting the higher frequencies and overcoming our karmic balances while we bring past, present power into our reality and anchoring a pillar of light. So the neurocodes right now, the Antojai neurocodes, are very powerful for this moment. Everyone who's in my Antojai Quantum Alchemy class, your 8th chakra is where you're going to be putting a lot of your work into. Sending you all my love. Talk to you later.